People of the internet, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War released its reveal trailer for their Zombies mode on Wednesday, September 30th. If you haven't seen it yet, check the link in the description, it'll be there. I'm sure that you can guess that you've seen much bigger YouTubers put their thoughts on the video and reactions. Well, today, I want to give you lovely people my extended thoughts now that it's been a couple days on what I saw. I also wanted to make this video to see how it ages once the game comes out and has much more content, so like a year or 6 months after release. Hi future Jonah, if you're watching this. Before I get into the meat of the video, allow me to plug my Discord. Hey you! Yeah you! Have you ever wanted to be more involved in the Cringe Club? Well now you can! With the official Jonah Crot Discord server. It has dad jokes. It has a couple voice channels. And most importantly, memes. So go ahead and check out the description below for the link and get more involved in the Cringe Club, baby. Let's get it! Over the course of the video, I want to touch on these 3 points. Overview, reaction, and prediction. Overview will talk about everything that was in the trailer itself. Reaction, you guessed it, will be my thoughts on what I saw. Prediction will be where I think the game is going from here. This is a good time to mention that Treyarch also released an article on their website discussing things in greater detail. That too will be in the description and will be taken into account for this video. So, without further ado, let's get right into the overview section, baby. Throughout the trailer itself, you can see many things that are familiar yet different. For instance, and to the relief of many players, the old perk system is back, at least for the most part. More on that in a little bit. The perk machines have redesigns, and instead of glass bottles, like in the past, they're in cans now. Makes sense when you think about how drink brands have changed over the years from brand identity to packaging. The box is back and with its original design as well, with a sick looking wonder weapon that gives me Doom BFG vibes. Gameplay looks to be about the same for the most part, with the characters discussing getting the power on just like in the other games. The trailer also shows a redesigned Pack-a-Punch machine. I'll discuss more about this in the reaction section. One major difference from the older games that the trailer shows off is the use of offhand special type equipment. This can be seen in the trailer with an energy blast looking thing, as well as a freeze effect for the zombies. Now, the elephant in the room that I've seen many YouTubers and others mention are the use of score streaks in zombies. The trailer shows a sentry, the war machine, and a chopper gunner. This will be talked about in the reaction section of the video. One final thing I want to mention in the overview section was the boss zombies. Yes, it looks like boss zombies will be making a return. They showed a big radioactive looking boy, some weird splitter zombie, and a cracked out looking version of the dogs. Now, since we've listed out what was in the trailer itself, let's get to the reaction section, Lamau XD RAR. Alright, Aroni and Cheese, this is the section where we can react, TM, to all the crud I listed in the past section. First off, I want to talk about the perks. So perks are making a return in their original fashion for the most part, with Jug, Speed Cola, Quick Revive, Deadshot, and a new perk called Elemental Pop all being spotted in the trailer. Now, the reason I say they're back for the most part is that there are changes, not just cosmetically. The article linked in the description says that the perks are upgradable. What this means remains to be seen, but I'm wondering whether it'll be a change that you make outside the match with like a loadout or something, or if it's something you have to do in-game to upgrade them, kind of like the perma perks in Black Ops 2 or the helmets in Black Ops 3. I think having the old perks back is awesome and it lends itself well to progression that Zombies players love so much. Oh yeah, did I mention that there's no perk limit this time around? That's awesome to me. Another thing that's mentioned in the article but not really shown in the trailer that talking about progression reminds me of is that starting weapons and the use of rarity types. So this was something I kind of cringed at when I first saw it and read it, but the more I thought about it, the more I think that it could be utilized in a really good and beneficial way. If you're only allowed to start the game with a base rarity of the weapon you like, then obviously your gun will only be effective for a very limited amount of time. The thing about starting with whatever weapon you want is that it disincentivizes the player from buying wall weapons or hitting the box. So hopefully the weapons on the wall and the weapons in the box are of a higher rarity. And you know, if you can start with an OP weapon from the get-go, it really just disincentivizes all that. Now, I mentioned in the last section that I would talk more about the redesigned Pack-a-Punch machine here. My thought is that you will put your weapon into the Pack-a-Punch machine, which is called the Forge now, by the way, and it will upgrade your weapon to the next rarity. Kind of like that update they did with Fortnite where you could pay like mats and the weapon to upgrade it to the next rarity. This could be cool or it could be trash. BO4 kind of had a system like that where you need to Pack-a-Punch your gun 5 times in total to get the max damage. Theoretically, that's not a bad idea, because I know there have been many times playing zombies where I'm on the higher rounds and my guns just kind of crap out at some point. So being able to upgrade them again and again to improve their damage in that late of the game would be awesome. The problem with that is weapons in BO4 zombies all kind of stink even at the max power level, and they kind of stink out at about like round 20 anyway. So making sure that they don't repeat that mistake would be awesome. But as far as finishing my thought on the weapon rarities, it seems like it will be related to how you progress in a battle royale game, where you may start by finding a gray level rifle or something and finish by finding some awesome legendary AR tricked out with attachments. It will all be stat-based, baby, which is what I remember seeing when the Cold War Alpha was live. Like, going into the gunsmith of that, you can see that attachments add and decrease stats accordingly, and you get an actual number with that. So it sounds like Treyarch could really have this in the bag if they do it that way. I already talked about how I think the new Wonder Weapon looks sick, and it gives me BFG vibes, but I forgot to mention that the ray gun is back as well. Hopefully, PhD is back too, otherwise the ray gun might be kind of cringe again. Anyway, I'm happy the box had its original design again, but thinking about it, the box really only looked different on a handful of occasions, such as Mob, Origins, the Chaos maps, and the other Primus maps. I guess that really shows how little I hit the box in BO3 and BO4, but now to the point of gameplay, I think that the score streaks and the tactical grenades, Freeze Bomb and Energy Blast, could be a nice addition if they're balanced properly. I hope it isn't something that you can just call in whenever you want, like the Specialists in Black Ops 4. Yes, I realize there's a cooldown with those, because that made the game way too easy. Just watch my round 50 TDT video. Those Ragnaroks were OP. I don't think the offhand tactical grenade things will be an issue because they didn't look too destructive in the trailer, and I'm sure you can't just spam them. The score streaks are where I raise a red flag, because although it looks and sounds awesome in principle, shout out to the redemption of the War Machine and zombies by the way, I think unless they have an absolutely massive cooldown or cost a boatload of points, or maybe even you just get one a game, I think it'll be just like Black Ops 4 Zombies where you always get a get out of jail free card, you know? So whether or not you start the game with these is something that I'll need to see. I've seen things floating around that say you can find them around the map, or you can get them in little loot drops and stuff, which they say they'll add in there too, so I wonder how that'll be. And of course, crossplay is a thing now, so no longer worrying about what system you want to buy if you want to play with your friends. It's huge. And also, all post-launch content will be free, which is amazing for accessibility. Oh yeah, there's one big thing the article talks about that I am personally super excited for, and that's the ability to exfil. So, if you feel like you or your team are getting overrun and you want a way to end the game that isn't dying or doing the EE, you can exfil at the cost of having to deal with a couple of rounds dialed up to 11, as the developers said in their video. This is amazing because if you've seen my zombie map series, you know that once I get my perks and once I get my weapons upgraded, I kind of get bored and feel like, well, I guess that's really it. So I don't always feel like going for high rounds, and as of now, I'm not really a huge Easter egg guy, although I am always willing to try them, and I'm going to be attempting them in this game. This option is a great because I would always shoot for a target round and then exfil. The devs said that you get some extra rewards for doing it, but whether it's XP, skins, or what will be interesting to see. I also think the exfil option is great for people like me who make challenge videos. I can see it now. Get to round 30 with this crappy gray level or shotgun or something, and then exfil. Oh, it's gold, I say, gold! But this is a feature that I've been wanting since I played World at War back in 2008. A way to end the game without death is awesome, and something that will also be completely optional in this. Now, talking about the boss zombies look interesting. As long as it's not something crazy like they had in Black Ops 4, because in 9, you had to deal with gladiators, tigers, and then the 4 types of catalyst zombies, on top of also, oh yeah, the Blightfather. So as long as it's not to that extent where it's so many, where it's overwhelming, I think it'll be cool. I mean, boss zombies are always good ways to mix it up as long as they're interesting and cool. I think Brutus is probably one of the best boss zombies along with the Panzers and the Margwa because they're big, they're powerful, they're not just little annoying things like the dogs or Nova Crawlers, because once a Margwa or a Panzer are in the game, you have to deal with those first. So as long as the boss zombies have that same energy where they're the biggest threat as soon as they're in there, I personally think that's awesome. Just as long as they're not little pest things running around. I mean, of course, I'm fine with that for little things, kind of like how past round 17 in World at War you would get dogs spawn in. That would be cool if those dogs are like that, and same with the splitter zombies, but who knows, maybe it's a special round, maybe it's its own thing, or maybe it's only in a certain area of that map, but I guess we'll see how the balancing of it goes. But I'm excited for the boss zombies, and I think they can be really cool. Alright, so now on to the last section of the video, and that's my predictions. So something I didn't talk about is that the characters in the maps are multiplayer operators. And I think that's pretty cool because then it kind of allows the story to kind of unravel and play out really kind of no matter what happens in the maps. And that is and isn't cool because, I mean, someone like me, that's kind of fine because, I mean, I wasn't really that big into like the characters and the stuff they would do, so as long as there's little funny quips and stuff like they had, I think that's fine with the characters. But who knows, maybe this map will just be multiplayer operators, and maybe they'll have some maps that are just multiplayer operators, and then maps in the future might have like a set crew or something like that, like a special crew, like maybe you play as Weaver or the Sam girl that's in the booth or something for some missions. So I guess that'll be remain to be seen, so we'll see about that. And ways to play, so Black Ops 4 had rush mode, gauntlet, and then difficulties, so I wonder what they'll have with that. I know we already talked about exfil, Easter eggs, just playing the game regularly, so I wonder if there'll be like challenge modes and stuff like that. I'm sure there's going to be a custom games option where you can set all sorts of rules, so that'll be cool, hopefully. But I guess we'll see. That'll definitely be one that's kind of a wait and see. And do I think it's going to be fun? Yes, I'm really hyped for it, actually. Like, after seeing that trailer, I'm hyped. I think it's so cool, all the different ways to play. I already said I'm really excited about the exfil. The more I thought about it, the weapon rarities thing, I don't think is going to be that big of a drag. I think it's going to be kind of cool, especially if they do it right. And as for maps, I'm really hoping it's not a lot of remasters. I wouldn't be mad at remasters just as long as they, you know, still pump out fresh content, or if they really do something to change it up. So I guess that's really where I'm thinking about the maps. I just hope it's new content instead of, you know, just remasters, but who knows? I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I'm predicting it'll be a fun and great game, and I guess I'll come back and see. So to everybody who watched this video, thank you very much. I know this isn't my normal type of video, but I really just wanted to get something like this out for me to see, you know, where it's at once the game is out, and then also, you know, a year or so down the line once this game's already through most of its life cycle. So thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you like my content, and check out the rest of the content. And also the link to the Discord will be in the description, as well as the trailer and all the articles I talked about in this. I know this is a bit of a long one and a very wordy one, but I'd appreciate if you drop a like and a subscribe, even though I already said that. And thanks for watching. I hope everyone out there has a great day, and let me know in the comments what you think about Cold War Zombies. I'm really excited, like I said about 5 times already, so I want to know what your thoughts are. I really do, and I'll be interacting with every comment I see for the most part, so I'll really try to be up on that. So thank you very much. Have a great rest of your day.